Hey guys, welcome back to Kadic Reviews. Now, I've reviewed many a different thing on Kadic. Movie reviews, TV show reviews, the animated sort, you know, a lot of strange things. Current video games. But one thing I've never reviewed is reality television. Why exactly? Because let's be honest, reality TV is one of the hardest things to ever do a review on. Mainly because of the changing cast, or the changing formula, or just the fact that there's so many of them. But I decided to test myself to see if it could practically be done. So, I decided to take a monumental test because I was thinking about my brother at the time. You see, my brother can cook. He wants to be a chef. And trust me, he's a pretty good chef. And a few years ago, he tried out for the subject of today's Kadic Review. Yes, he tried out among the thousands that tried to get into Fox's reality show cooking hit, Hell's Kitchen. Because you've seen shows like Chopped or Top Chef or Knife Fight, cooking shows have become all the rage. But let's be honest, Hell's Kitchen is the first of these shows to ever get popular and big. Yes, it came out when everybody was doing reality shows. 2000, in fact. And has lasted now for 14 seasons, for the 15th on the way next year. And yes, I just went through all 196 episodes of this reality show. All of them. Here's the premise. Take world-renowned Michelin star chef Gordon Ramsay, give him a bunch of low-rank, somewhat talented cooks from around the country, have him play drill sergeant in the five-star restaurant from hell, mix and watch the explosions. You see, Gordon Ramsay at the time of the show's original debut was known for being an over-hothead in England, with his own popular show back there that was given a US release. I may cover that show later. Kitchen Nightmares. He had already grown a massive popularity over in his home country of jolly old England. But Hell's Kitchen was his first introduction to the United States, and trust me, I was around watching reality show TV back then. Trust me, when Hell's Kitchen first debuted, it lit a firestorm. Gordon Ramsay became water cooler talk. The idea of cooking shows for television went way beyond Emerald Lagasse, and Hell's Kitchen quickly became a ratings hit that has stayed to this day. Even when Kitchen Nightmares was moved to the United States, it didn't last long. Neither did the spin-off of sorts, Hotel Hell, but of course the other major show that Gordon Ramsay does, MasterChef, is still going on stronger than ever. But even those shows are not as popular as Hell's Kitchen still is. And seeing that it's a reality show and seeing that there's 14 seasons, the review for this will be kind of different. Instead of just giving you an overall score and telling you that it's good, I'm going to give you seasons to watch. Now, if you want to watch all the seasons and perform my marathon run similar to me, then have a Hulu Plus subscription. You'll find everything there from the show's humble beginnings to its most recent winner. So, of course, I would recommend watching season 1, of course, because you want to learn the format. Season 3 would be next. 5, 7, and then you go on a large stretch here. 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, and 14 would be the seasons that I would recommend you watch. They have the most diverse cast of cooks and challenges throughout the course of the series, and of course the most brutal punishments. Now, Hell's Kitchen goes off of a two-framed system. One featuring challenges and one featuring dinner services. There are no such things as immunities in Hell's Kitchen, if you can call it that. Because even the team that wins can sometimes get a cook eliminated for a bad performance by Gordon. So the idea of a traditional immunity system flies out the window. The challenges all come down to cooking. Yes, there are some physical challenges that require races or gathering ingredients, but largely they're only par for the course. It's mostly when it's time to get into the kitchen and cook that the challenges take place. Teams are divided into teams of men versus women, an idea established in Season 2 that still remains to this day. Season 1, they tried a more Survivor-esque mix of male and women teams together, but it didn't work out. Once the challenge is complete, a winning team is given. That winning team gets a fabulous reward and a free lunch. The losing team, on the other hand, well, they get punished with hard labor. Some of these can feature delivery days from hell, cutting huge cuts of beef or fish, or even what I consider the worst, digging through the trash for recycling, among other things. And trust me, you will feel the pain of each losing team, especially if you have a contestant you are rooting for. And trust me, there are plenty of contestants to root for and plenty of contestants to root against. But it's the second phase of each Hell's Kitchen episode, so that the real fun and the real staying power of the show remains: the dinner services, in which the two teams have to actually complete an actual run of the restaurant's running hours. And after all, it's a 5-star restaurant in the middle of Los Angeles. So anybody who's anybody, especially if it's owned by Gordon Ramsay, will be there to eat. The only thing is, you have to get the food out. And it's getting the food out for the people observing the show, in which the fun begins. Because when they get it right, It's a glorious breath of fresh air, and you actually feel happy for each of the chefs for having a good service. But come on, that's not what you watch Hell's Kitchen for, is it? No, it's to hear Gordon Ramsay cussing up a storm like my drill sergeant father, telling cooks to get out, and largely fussing over food being raw, among other crazy things. Trust me, chefs have been kicked out of the competition during dinner service, kicked out into the dining room and forced to wait, and even worse, forced to eat their own undercooked or overcooked food right in front of guests. In the way that Hell's Kitchen is designed, where the kitchen is completely seeable from the outside and hearable, everyone in the dining room can hear your pain when you screw up. After dinner service, two nominees from the losing team, or most often the case, both teams, get nominated for elimination. Of course, there's your normal reality show drama in the dorms with alliances, fist fighting, almost. Sadly, I wish fistfights were more allowed in reality shows. Some of these contestants need to get knocked the F out. Seriously. After a bunch of discussion, which usually leads to a vote, the two nominees are put up for elimination in front of Gordon himself, given 10 to 20 seconds to plead their case why they should stay, and then the eliminated chef as well, dejacketed and boosted out of the show. That is, and this remains for a number of weeks, all the way down to when there are 6 chefs left. Then the two teams are broken up and the Black Jackets are introduced. Then it becomes a Survivor style, single person for everybody elimination process filled with individual challenges rather than team ones. But the dinner services still require, even if the teams are now individuals, to work together to make the restaurant run. This creates ingrown competition, elimination plotting, and this truly determines who the best of the best chefs are. All the way until they're down to only 2. This is where the twist at the end of the game happens, when the eliminated chefs from sometimes all the way back to the beginning of the season return as each of the remaining final 2's individual team brigades. Using their own menus, they become the head chefs. After one last dinner service, Gordon determines the winner in, of course, thrilling fashion. Each winner, especially in the current seasons, has earned the prize of $250,000 as well as a head chef position in one of Gordon Ramsay's many restaurants, as well as a picture in Hell's Kitchen's Wall of Fame that adorns the walkway leading into the dining room. The show is expertly done, but not expertly cut. See, between commercial breaks, you'll often see the scene you saw before the break, and then it will lead into what's currently going on. This leads to a lot of double talking and some unnecessary double setup. Some of the editing needs to be improved in this matter, but the actual vignettes between episodes and into breaks are expertly done. Production for the audio and and the musical tracks are well done. Most noted Hell's Kitchen's signature theme song now, the Ohio Players Fire, accompanied by several new intros. In fact, every season has a new, unique, and very diverse intro that separates each season from one another. They're almost a showcase in themselves with their creativity. Most noted is this last season's jungle theme. Season 13's kind of Olympian Coliseum theme, the season 12 Sin City intro, as I like to call it, among others. Overall, this show tends to be what many people think it is, which is the Gordon Ramsay Get Angry show. And your enjoyment of Hell's Kitchen is completely dependent on how much Gordon Ramsay you can take. Whether you think he's going too hard on the young types, or whether you're just not into cool British people. But the cooking, when done right, and trust me, the early parts of every season are just brutal. There's no way to get around it, as each of the cooks learn the restaurant's many noted recipes. Trust me, if I ever earn the ability to cook myself and want to cook a risotto, I will never not screw it up. Especially after watching all these episodes, I should learn how to perfectly cook scallops, risotto, beef Wellington, and halibut. And make sure that it's not raw or overcooked. Trust me, if you've done what I've done the last 2 months, you won't forget your experience. And trust me, I won't. When Fox brings it back next year, I'll be watching, whether live on television, or I might just wait it through my Hulu subscription. But either way, Hell's Kitchen, for me at least, is a treat. Unlike these other cooking shows that go too light on each of the contestants, or rely too much on their big name chefs to carry the show, Hell's Kitchen is still the first and still the best. Expertly done, with a great cast of chefs, great and memorable challenges throughout, and just a great overall presentation. It's no wonder why this upcoming season will be celebrating 15 years and 200 of these things. It's well worth it. So, for my first reality show review, instead of giving a score like I would normally do, I would say it's a recommended watch. But watch at your own tolerance. If you can watch entire seasons in one sitting like me, by all power do so. But other than that, I would recommend watching 1 or 2 episodes at the time. Mainly to maintain the drama of each season and to gauge your Gordon Ramsay yelling tolerance. Other than that, I would vastly recommend, if you've skipped out on Hell's Kitchen these last few years, skip back in. It's a very good television show, and that's worthy of a black jacket from me. But if you need a number, I'll give you one. An 8 out of 10. Until the next Kadic Reviews, find peace in your own nirvana, and thanks for watching.